What if the greatest civilization in history didn't just vanish, but simply sank? For centuries, the tale of Atlantis has been dismissed as pure myth, a bedtime story for archaeologists. But what if the truth is far more incredible, and the clues are already buried beneath the waves, waiting to rewrite everything we know about our past? I used to think Atlantis was just a fairy tale, a fantasy for Hollywood blockbusters. But after years of digging through ancient texts and groundbreaking discoveries, my perspective completely shifted. Today, we're not just talking about a lost city. We're talking about a potential submerged megacity whose legend has shaped our world for millennia. Prepare to have your mind blown as we uncover the evidence that suggests Atlantis might be more than just a myth. Join me as we embark on an epic journey to separate fact from fiction. So, why are we so obsessed with Atlantis? From blockbuster movies to video games, the idea of a lost, advanced civilization has an unshakable grip on our imagination. It represents a golden age, a paradise lost, a tantalizing hint that humanity was once greater than we are now. It's the ultimate mystery, a grand what-if that taps into our deepest desire for hidden knowledge and undiscovered worlds. But where did this story even come from? It all traces back to one man, the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, around 360 BC. In his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, he described a powerful and noble island nation located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which we now know as the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was a technological and military marvel, with concentric rings of land and water, incredible engineering, and a society that lived in harmony and prosperity. But its people grew greedy and corrupt. As a punishment from the gods, in a single day and night of misfortune, the entire island of Atlantis was swallowed by the sea and vanished without a trace. The key question is, was Plato recording history, or was he crafting a powerful political allegory? Let's put on our skeptic hats and look at the science. The biggest hurdle for a literal Atlantis is geology. The idea of a continent-sized landmass suddenly sinking into the Atlantic Ocean in 24 hours just doesn't align with what we know about plate tectonics. The Earth crust moves incredibly slowly. Continents don't just disappear overnight. This kind of cataclysm is physically, impossible on that scale. Then there's the archaeological problem. For centuries, explorers, adventurers, and archaeologists have scoured the globe, from the Bahamas to the Mediterranean, looking for tangible proof. They've searched for submerged walls, artifacts, or any trace of this supposedly massive civilization. And what have they found? Nothing conclusive. No pottery, no inscriptions, no underwater superhighways. The archaeological record for a continent-sized advanced civilization in 9600 BC, the date Plato gives, is completely blank. This leads many scholars to believe that Plato's story was never meant to be a historical account. Instead, it was likely an allegory, a cautionary tale for his fellow Athenians. He was using the fictional, hubristic Atlantis to contrast with his vision of an ideal, virtuous Athens. The story was a powerful piece of political philosophy, a warning against imperial ambition and moral decay. It wasn't a geography lesson. It was a morality play. But what if Plato was inspired by real events? This is where things get really interesting. The leading candidate for the real Atlantis is the island of Santorini, known in ancient times as Thera. Around 1600 BC, a colossal volcanic eruption blew the island apart, one of the most violent geological events in recorded human history. This eruption triggered massive tsunamis that devastated the northern coast of Crete, the heart of the highly advanced Minoan civilization. The Minoans were a remarkable Bronze Age culture. They had magnificent palaces, stunning art, and extensive trade networks. The sudden and catastrophic collapse of their civilization due to a natural disaster echoes Plato's tale perfectly. Is it possible that the memory of this real-life cataclysm was passed down through generations for over 1,000 years, eventually reaching Plato, who then adapted it for his own philosophical purposes? The timeline is off by thousands of years, and the location is different. But the core elements of the story, a sophisticated society destroyed by the sea, are strikingly similar. Now, let's fast forward to the modern age and look at a candidate that has captured the internet's imagination, the Richat structure in Mauritania, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. From satellite images, this geological formation is breathtaking. It's a series of massive, almost perfectly circular concentric rings spanning about 40 kilometers in diameter. When you compare this image to Plato's description of Atlantis with its alternating rings of land and water, the resemblance is uncanny. Proponents of this theory argue that this was once an island city, that the Sahara was a much wetter place, and that a great flood or geological uplift changed the landscape. However, geologists have a much more straightforward explanation. The Richat structure is a natural formation known as a geologic dome that has eroded over millions of years, exposing layers of rock. There's zero archaeological evidence of human habitation on the scale Plato described. While it looks incredible, it's almost certainly a case of our minds seeing patterns where none exist, a fascinating coincidence, but not Atlantis. Of course, these aren't the only candidates. All over the world, we find real submerged ruins. Cities like Pavlopetri off the coast of Greece or parts of ancient Alexandria in Egypt slipped into the sea due to earthquakes and rising sea levels. These discoveries are amazing, but they are coastal towns, not continent-sized empires. They show us that cities can and do sink, but they also highlight the massive difference in scale between real underwater archaeology and the grand myth of Atlantis. Regardless of whether it was real, the cultural impact of Atlantis is undeniable. The myth has become a cornerstone of our popular culture. From Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea to Disney's animated film and the Assassin's Creed video games, Atlantis is the ultimate fantasy setting. It's a shorthand for mystery, advanced technology, and lost wisdom. Ironically, the quest for a fictional city has often led to very real discoveries. In their search for Atlantis, explorers have stumbled upon genuine shipwrecks and submerged ancient sites that might otherwise have remained hidden. The narrative, even if fictional, drives us to explore the unknown depths of our oceans, and in doing so, we learn more about our actual history. The story of Atlantis serves as a powerful engine for exploration and discovery, proving that even a myth can have a tangible, positive impact on our world. It shapes our understanding of the past by inspiring us to ask big questions. So, after all this, what are we left with? The enduring mystery. The search for Atlantis is about more than just finding a sunken city. It's about the human thirst for discovery, the deep-seated desire to believe that there are still great wonders hidden from us, waiting to be found. It speaks to our hope that we might one day uncover a lost chapter of the human story that changes everything. With future technology like advanced sonar mapping, deep-sea drones, and AI-driven data analysis, we'll be able to explore the ocean floor in more detail than ever before. Will we one day find something unexpected in the deep Atlantic? Maybe. Probably not a lost continent, but who knows what secrets the ocean still holds. Ultimately, Atlantis may be a symbol. It's a symbol of our own potential, our fascination with the unknown, and the incredible power of a good story. Whether it's a real place waiting to be found or a powerful idea that lives only in our collective imagination, the quest for Atlantis will continue to inspire us to look deeper, search further, and dream bigger. What do you think? Is Atlantis a myth, a memory of a real catastrophe, or a secret still waiting beneath the waves? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the mysteries of the past. See you next time.